Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. This is All Rounder. It's episode 63. We're at stage number 1 of the Croatian race. 6 stages. We're just about ready to wrap up our current season and move on to the World Tour. Of course, that is pending if I get the offer that I'm looking for. I've had 4 offers so far, but none of them were the one that I was ready or waiting for. So at this point, we're still waiting it out, hoping for the right offer to come along. Primarily, that would be NTT, but not necessarily. We might have to accept something else at this stage, as we're getting pretty late into the season, mid-September already, a month and a half into the signing period, and just a couple weeks to go until the end of that period, or a few weeks anyway. No real assignment today. I did get free element, could have potentially gone into the break, but I was at the very back of the peloton, and by time I even made my way to the front of the peloton, which was all strung out at the start of this thing, by that point the breakaway was long gone, and it's not really a day that suits wasting the energy in the break anyway. If you look at the profile, 1 Cat 4 and 1 sprint point was all there was. And you can see we're bringing back the breakaway anyway. So I'd rather ride for a decent result on the day, save my energy, efforts for another day. Last 8K, a little bit downhill towards the end, so we'll probably want to, there you go, not go late on that. 5K to go now. 4.4K to go. Let's start moving forward. I have that really nice flat rating that can make or break that go forward movement. CCC, I'd like to squeeze past you here. Ooh, we already got some movement. 1.4. Let's go. 1K to go. Oh, big left-hander. I'm in a good position for a nice result here. Sinkeldam's already fading. Looks like I'll get a top 5 on the stage. Still going strong to the end. Good timing. All the way up to 4th. No time bonus for that, though. Corbin Strong takes the win. I beat my teammate Sinkeldam to grab 4th place. He takes 5th. Großschartner, Maurice are both here. They'll be favorites for the overall. Pidcock's here. I don't know how developed he is at this point in the game, but you'd figure you add a few years to a rider of his capability, he should be pretty dang good by now. Stage number 2, and the assignment is identical. Free element, no real restrictions, and again, a day that A, I was at the back of the peloton once again, but B, still doesn't make sense to really be in the break. 1 sprint point later in the stage. We do have 2 KOM targets, but they're both very late in the stage and make more sense for a late charge. Speaking of, we're now inside 20 kilometers until the first of those 2. So today's that late puncher type day. We'll see if there's an opportunity to try to go away for either those KOM points or to go away potentially seeking the stage. There's still a good 15, 17 kilometers to go after the second Cat 3 to the finish line. That's not going to be easy to hang on to for any late break, solo or in a small group. Already coming up on the first one, and it's still a minute and a half to the front 5, meaning definitely not a time to go away yet. So we could potentially bridge that gap. We're actually really not going that hard right now, are we? 2.5K to go. Gonna have to wait for the next one, though. Measured effort if we're gonna attempt a break. Now, in terms of KOM, Cameron Fisher was in the break yesterday, in the break again today. And it looks like they're pulling maximum points thus far, so they're pulling away a bit. KOM, I wouldn't say is out of reach at 11 points, but They've got a pretty commanding lead on it currently. 2.8K on this second mountain pass, 6.8% average gradient. We're already on our way up. Gap's down to a minute 16, minute 10. That's a pretty minor gap. This is potentially the time to go away. You could easily beat out those 5 who've been in the break all day. Nope.
The finish line is getting close. The riders have just
Nope,
passed
no
the
opportunity there.
sign.
Fisher again, max points now 17. I think he's gone over the top first in each of the 3 climbs in the race so far. So now we have to cruise on towards the end. 10K to go. We're seeing some splits in the field. Be really nice if this one hangs on, just 26 riders away. And it was over the top that this split happened. That was more than 10K out. It's one of those gaps that could or should be given. 5.6K. We still have not caught the break. We still have not caught the break. This is potentially a day for the breakaway. Sad thing that I'm not in it. Alright, here we go. 3.5K. We're going to catch some of them, but I don't think we're going to catch the front 2. 2.5K. There's Lewis going backwards. Okay, we're down to the last 2. Okay, it's technical here. Back and forth. Getting beat out on the sprint. Fisher takes the stage as well. And I'm going to just miss out once again. I get another 4th place on the sprint, which ends up 6th on the stage with the 2 breakaway riders going 1-2. I beat out the stage winner from last stage, Corbin Strong, takes 7th. Gross Schartner, Maurice up there once again. Let's see if those gaps are given. Things look like they might have come back together at the finish. So no gaps were given except for the 2 riders at the front. It looks like one of them had lost time on the previous stage. So Cameron Fisher now leads the overall for Israel Startup Nation by 33 seconds. Strong is second after winning stage number 1. Del Grosso still hangs on to their 1 second advantage. There was no time gaps in the field except for a few riders losing time at the back. And that means I still sit at the top of the riders who have not gained time, having 2 strong sprint finishes without any bonuses. So I sit 8th overall. UCI World Championships victory goes to Caleb Ewan ahead of Sam Bennett and Jasper Stuyven. Let's see how, even though it was a bit punchy, the 276 kilometer stage ultimately was a sprint stage. So stage 3 is finally that opportunity to get into the break. Hopefully I'm allowed to. So far I'm the first one off the front. I started near the front of the peloton this time and was able to escape first. Still holding that advantage currently, but I'm going to let up and join these 4 riders. So Gourmet is in this group. Mossy, who took second on that last stage. 5 of us away currently. We have a 50-second advantage. There's lots of other riders still trying to get away, so it's going to be challenging to try to hang on. But with a minute's gap and 5 of us, you figure we should be able to open that gap enough to get away. Assignment for today is points classification, so KOM and the overall points. Going to be going for both of those and then seeing if by some luck we survive the break and stay away. Time to back off just a little bit now, and we're only still at a minute, so that's not a good sign that we are starting to suffer a bit of fatigue here. You can see 3 of these guys are not working at all, as they are already at their limits, and we've only opened 10 seconds over the last 10-15 kilometers. So we're going to have to back off soon. 2 riders in no man's land about to catch us. I don't mind if they do. 7 is certainly better than 5 in terms of trying to get away and trying to stay away. And ultimately the goal is to stay away so we can go collect some points. 4 Category 3 climbs today is enough to take the lead, especially without Cameron
The current pace is a bit too docile for some riders who are
or
looking to
whatever
create a
the
breakaway.
yeah, current leader. He's back in the pack because he now leads the race after winning that last stage. Okay, we're up to 6 now, and it looks like the group's starting to back off even more.
An attack
Gap's
is
out
launched.
to over 2 minutes. There you go. So we've managed to do what we've needed
Uh-oh,
to
the
do
gap is
here.
widening. It's now more than 2 minutes. The peloton seems content to let it grow. They're moving along at a fair lick. You've just got to hang on.
Got a few riders in no man's land looking to bridge that gap, and now that we've backed off and the peloton's backed off, they probably will bridge that
It's an
gap. It looks
attack!
like we'll have about 9 by the time we get to the group's full size. Recovery now ongoing, and there it is. 9 riders, 2 minutes 40 seconds ahead, and we're 5K away from the top of the first climb, and we've already done the bulk of the climbing. So this is more of a sprint than anything. We're at 3 point, just barely above 3.0, and we're 2K away. Come on, go forward, go forward. I'm getting squeezed here, getting squeezed.
The in the escape group is far
Not
from
max
cordial.
points.
There are a couple of riders
Definitely
who
not
want to
max
go it
points. Single
alone.
Dam falling back in the group.
A fall
I
just
only
took place in the
I only
pack.
got 2
Several
points. I was
riders are
3rd.
on the ground. Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
So I only could get up to 3rd. I was getting squeezed out there on the left-hand side. By the time I forced my way through to the right-hand side, I only made up half a wheel. Pace-wise, I'm not that quick. Also, only a +1 on the race day condition today. So through 3 stages, I'm on a fitness peak, so I should be having a +2. I've had a +2, a +2, and a +1 thus far. $4K to go to this sprint point. Now Timo Rusin has fallen, so something
There's
going
a
on back of the
faller in
pack.
the pack.
People are
A rider is
nervous.
flat on the road.
Let's slow down. 1.6K. Come forward. Nobody seems to be attacking this.
A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They
Oh, somebody
obviously don't
attacked
have
it.
anybody in the breakout group.
2 people attacked it. I could have had it. I was conserving energy too much there. I didn't see them coming over the top. Alright, now that we're through that, let's go ahead and grab that water. Thank you, game, for the reminder. Alright, now we are already climbing for our next one. Not terribly steep. Again, we're at 3.5, 4%. Not much going on in terms of gradient. In fact, often we are on the flat, technically. Pace is picked up. Okay, here we go. 1.5.
That's half the race
Try
done.
this again.
There should
We're
be a
starting
lot
to
more
see an
movement
attack
from now on
already.
in. Aha, he's
Okay,
trying to give his
800
guys the
meters.
slip.
I get a late start this time, and I'm not going to overcome. No, I do. I get 3rd. Again, those front 2 started a little early, had a bit of an advantage, and were able to hold on to it. I'm now up to 4 points. Long period of time until we get to our next sector, so we'll have plenty of time to recover and continue on. Meanwhile, we have just a 2.5 minute gap over the field, so they're really not letting us get very far away. The 9th rider looks like they are lost forever. They're not going to make it back up to us. So we'll have 8 left. Let's go ahead and get water one final time as we're down to 53K. Nice thing is I was also able to kind of skip out on some turns here, so hopefully there's a little fatigue in the group. Alright, 2.5K to go to our next one. If I'm going to have any chance of taking that jersey, I'm going to have to get more points than what I've managed so far. And we're already seeing, wow, 2K, and we're already seeing an attack.
In the group at the front.
Oh gosh, Gourmet. Gourmet was going first. He's going to easily, well, I would think he would have easily gotten to the top first. Didn't realize it was at 99 there. Gotta save a little bit for the top. Oh, I'm not even gonna get top 3. I'm not much of a puncher, and that definitely showed on that one. My energy ran down quite quickly. That was much steeper than the previous two, and it showed. I was not able to match the pace of any of the others, and my resistance definitely faded pretty quick. Alright, well, we're down to 6 now at the front, as again we've dropped 2 more riders who were unable to keep up with the attack on the climb. Sprint point coming up. That's the one I really need to go for here. Gap at 210 with 38k to go. We have one more short Cat 3. That one's a little more to my liking. And then, of course, that final climb. I don't really want to attack that last climb, though. I want to save my energy for the actual climb. 4 points. That's not great. 4 points is definitely not great. Come on, come on. Get through there. Now sprint, 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 sprint. Okay, got it. Got it. Alright, that puts me at 30 points, just 4 off the lead in the points classification. That's the one that I've got a much better shot at this point. Alright, so gap's at 2 minutes as we approach the final categorized climb plus the actual climb to end this stage. That climb's gonna kick my butt, which is why I'm thinking about staying out of the KOM here and just trying to stay with the group as best I can. Ooh, Grossschartner involved in that crash very late in the stage. Alright, I know there's an attack coming. I'm just trying to maintain my position. Actually, you know what?
Their front group is disorganized,
you know
and
what?
some riders are exploiting
Points.
this opportunity to attack.
I got second. I'm up to 8. I saw the opportunity. I had to. But look at my energy now.
The pack's deficit is being cut back. The pack is increasing.
Okay,
its
minute
work
45.
rate.
We're down to
Some
5
teams
riders.
can't
We
break
dropped
away.
another one, and that's why I kind of had to go at least somewhat hard. And we're going to start going uphill the rest of the way. 16k to the finish. It's going to get a lot steeper, but we're already
Falling behind. A team
hovering
leader is
around
falling
3.
behind. There are just 15 kilometers left.
Okay, group start to back off a little bit for this climb. Peloton's a minute behind, so there's no way that we're hanging on to this thing. And we're down to 4. There's one rider going away. It's not Gourmet, which surprises me. In fact, it's the weakest of the group, as far as I could tell, but there we go. Back into the peloton just like that. They caught us very quickly. 7k to go to the end of the stage. No, let's not work. He's been caught as well. 170 now in the peloton. I'm going backwards. I'm hanging on energy-wise at a 60. 4.5k to go. Gel up. Long since dropped from the group. Just maintaining right at that 140. What I can manage for this climb. 2k to go. Little recovery thanks to the gel. Jack Haig takes the stage ahead of Ben Tollett. Maurice all the way down at 11th. That's surprising. Grossschartner looks like he never made it back. Coming up on the finish myself here. Okay, bridge the gap to that other group. I should have the same time as those guys. 52nd on the stage. Out of GC contention. So I think at this point we're looking at points jersey.
Several riders are attempting to break
So
away.
suddenly here on stage 4, I'm a threat.
A couple of teams
I wasn't
have set
a
themselves out as
threat
pacemakers
on
for the
stage
pack.
3
They obviously
when I
don't
went
have
into the
anybody
break,
in the
but
break
today, even though I'm 6 minutes behind overall, suddenly I'm a threat. I've tried to get it into the break about 4 times now, and it is definitely not happening. I was trying to at least hopefully get away and grab some KOM points here. Really not happening. I'm going to have to now focus on just the end of the stage, try to get maximum points through the sprint. That pretty much eliminates me from the King of the Mountains competition as well. Jack Haig leads that after winning that previous stage, getting 20 points at the finish line. It's difficult to overcome. I have 8, 12 points as possible over these last 3 stages, but I probably would have needed to get 2 or 3 points today at the least to cut that gap down a little bit to have a legitimate shot at it. So at this point, I'm probably going to be down to just the points classification, and that is going to be tough with another sprint today. I'll likely fall further behind in that classification. I'm sitting 4th right now, and only about 4 points off the lead, so I'm very much in it, but I'm not as good as those sprinters who are a few points ahead of me, so I'm likely going to drop further back. I'm going to need some intermediate sprints between now and the end of the race. Today is the last sprint stage, so it's the last time that they're going to probably open the gap a little bit further on me, but I probably could have used the intermediate sprint points today to maintain the gap so that in the last 2 stages I can go and overcome the gap, because there's only 1 intermediate sprint on each of the last 3 stages. So 12 points without the points today. 12 points is all I can get. So I've got to be less than 8 points behind at the end of, well, less than 12 points behind at the end of the day. Less than 8 points behind on the stage. Well, the good news for me is the breakaway has a substantial lead and is going to win the stage. We're also seeing a split in the peloton well before the finish, so if it stays away, but it looks like it's coming back together, it does. So never mind that part, but the breakaway is going to claim the first 3 positions, which means less points are available and no time bonus. Well, time bonuses don't matter, but less points are available. So that should help keep the gap a little bit closer with the other sprinters, well, with the actual sprinters, and give me a chance for that points jersey at the end of this race. Coming up, 7K to go. Why am I going backwards? I'm 99. Alright, 6K, here we go. +3 on the day. A little better on the sprint. Let's see if I can get a decent finish here. 5K. 4K. Okay, starting my move. 3.7. Breakaway going for the stage. Down to 2 guys. Gendrez has taken it. 2.5K to go. Already out front. I'm using a lot of energy to be out front, to stay out front. I don't have much left for the final sprint here. I'm probably going to run out of energy before. Oh gosh, I do. Yeah, that was not managed well. Come on, Single Dam. Help me out, buddy. Okay, Buddha, strong. Great. They're going to get max points, and I'm getting no points. That is not good. Bad stage for me. Bad sprint. I went way too hard, way too early. I shouldn't have been running 99. I should have been saving myself for the sprint. Yeah, that was my worst managed sprint in quite a while, and that probably just cost me the jersey, which means we're just gonna be kind of cruising through the last 2 stages, maybe having fun in the break.
And here are the key moments of the race.
So skipping forward to the final stage now, out of reach of the points classification after the debacle that was the stage 4 sprint. That doesn't mean I can't move up the order in the King of the Mountains or in the points classification, so I will try to do that today. I have full team support, as in both riders in the breakaway with me. 3 riders from our team into the break. It's 17 riders overall. The nice thing is, with a break this size, I'm able to sit up. Plankart's sitting up. Pater, who joined late and is a bit more fatigued than the other 2 of us, is protecting me, so none of us are actually riding at the front on this thing. That's kind of convenient, but it's going to save a lot of energy. It's going to give me a shot at getting some sort of result today, but with 2K to go to the top of this thing, we need to move forward and attack. Inside 1K, I've got plenty of energy to hit the top first, and I will. So maximum points on that one, and I'm in 7th place, just 7th place there, so I've got some work to do. Plankart's actually the rider out the back. He's not the only one out the back. There you go. Oh, 4 more riders have gone off the front. Or did we have 17 or did we have 13? I thought we had 13. Alright, well there's 3 more KOM points, so I could potentially grab a good bit of points and move up the order. There's only 1 sprint point, but if this break survives for some reason, I could get maximum points if I win the stage, and that actually would be enough to win the classification. 25 points would do it. 28 points. Oh, sorry, 31 points would do it. That would be more than enough. Tough stage though for that. I'm not a very good climber. I do have a +2 today, so a 72 to my mountain. Resistance at a 75, I mean, it's tolerable. And the fact that I'm not having to work here in the break, really helping. Really helping. But we'll see. See, Plankart and Pater are both struggling, so...
A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Alright, we're coming up on the next one. It's still 7 kilometers, but it's going to be a short climb. And mostly downhill, so we're going to get at it pretty quick. And I'm just getting back to full strength here. Okay, 4K to go. Pater, give me a lead out here, huh? Plankart, don't block me off.
So this is the last third of the race. Anyone who is gunning for victory has got to make a move fairly soon.
Still 2K to go. It's a little early. It's going to flatten out here shortly. Might have got a hair too early. Oh gosh, yes I did. And Hardy is quick, the Archaea Samsic rider. But second's good points. Just like that, I'm in 3rd place in the classification and only 6 points. I actually still have a shot at this thing. Hardy isn't even in the top 10. So 6 points to match the KOM lead. That's a 1st place and a 3rd is enough to take it. 2 second places is enough. So I'm still very much in the King of the Mountains competition at this point. Next up, points classification. It's at the top of a double climb. We're about to hit the first of those 2. Short and steep on this first one. It's actually not that short as we go over the top. I think that was the finish line. Finish line is up a short little punchy one. Okay, 4K to go to the top of this sprint point. And I definitely want to try to get max points here. So, 3.6, no, not yet. Wait until it levels off a little bit when we take this left-hander. There we go. Okay. Pater, give me a lead out. Oh, wait. Oh, we are following, aren't we? We are not. Really not following. I'm not even trying to follow. Look. Ay, ay, ay. Now it's 2K to go, and all I did was go backwards. Coming up 1 kilometer.
Oh my, the guys up front aren't going to be making too many
700 meters. Attack the rest of the way. Good timing. Run out of energy right at the line. Max points there, and I am in 4th place now. 12 points away. Suddenly I have a 2-man break. 4-man break. Oh, and now Pater's the leader? Because the points are behind me or something? 2.1. We're hitting this climb again. This is the same climb we hit before. Boy, I'm spinning there. Low gear. 1K. Come on, come on. Second over the top, I think. Yes, 22 points now. Pater was first over the top, so my teammate just screwed me. I go from leader to third all of a sudden. Thanks. Now I've got to support them.
The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group.
Oh, we've been caught by the peloton as well. When did that happen? Last I noticed, we had a 2-minute gap. That shrunk awfully quick. There's that finishing climb again. 3 new riders have gone away. That's not good for me. There we go. Pulled them back. Okay. My energy's good. So we go over the top here. Another 3 riders taking a small gap over the field. Coming up on 5K to go to the top of that KOM. I've got to get at least 2 points. I need really 4 points or better to guarantee that I'll have the KOM. Except that there's probably points available at the end of the stage. There is 6, 4, and 2. But Haig is not the leader of that anymore, right? That's not what I'm chasing. Wait, come on, get through here, It's gonna waste a little energy to do so, but there we go, we find a little space. Back off a little bit. These front 3 are attacking this though. Fellini. Oh, I'm not gonna catch these 3, they've got just that little bit of a gap. Oh, come on, yes! 6 points. Okay, oh gosh, I gotta watch out for Tullet. Haig has 20, Bomba has 20. They're out of reach. Tullet is the threat. So if Ben Tullet wins the stage, which he's very capable of, you gotta say Haig and Tullet are gonna be the favorites. If Tullet wins the stage, he'll win the KOM, and I'll be second in the classification. We have a group of 4 here, by the way. And we're still away. It's only 12 seconds. But there's only 3K left in the stage.
And he moves on to the attack. It could be decisive.
16 seconds now. We're attacking each other. That's not useful. But we're 1.6 away from the end of the stage. And we're still 17 seconds out front. Under 1K to go.
And there goes the mad burst for the final sprint.
500 meters. Caught by the field. Okay, this is good for me. This is good for me. I'm actually going to get a top 3, aren't I?
Powerful sprint finish to claim a
Maybe.
great
I'm
victory.
fading. Maurice, fourth. Ah. But I win the King of the Mountains. So there you go. 4th place on the last stage, mostly from being in the break and just having the energy hanging on. Only just. Tullet took 7th. Maurice was 3rd, Haig was 5th, so the favorites were up there this time.
We're waiting for the back markers.
Except Koos is here.
Numerous in this difficult race.
Dan Martin is here. They never participated in anything. It's the first I even saw their names in 6 stages. But there you go. I win the King of the Mountains. So we got something out of this race. I just missed a top 25 finish by finishing 26th overall after that. Points classification, I got all the way up to 2nd place behind Ben Tullet. So actually, I almost did what I needed to do there with that strong finish. I do win the King of the Mountains, though, so that's a strong performance in that regards. The team was 17th out of 20. So overall, the team really struggled. I was kind of the only one grabbing anything in terms of results. But that was enough for 45 points today, moving us up to 172. Of course, we've still got a long ways to go till our next attribute upgrade. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. It's the end of September. Let's hope that contract comes really soon. Obviously, something will eventually come, and I'll have to accept it. But does that mean I have to stay with Beat for another year? Is NTT ever going to give me an offer? Well, tune in next time to find out. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for coming by. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.